Hello everybody, it's your boy TGK back with another reaction video. Today I'm going to react to this video between I forgot his name, but Ramona Shelburne, talking about the Luka Doncic trade and the real reason as to why they traded him. Like, what other reason is there? Anyway, calm down, TGK, relax. Enough of the fluff. Let's get to the stuff. Okay, so this is the Jim Jackson show. There's my microphone filter. All right, let's go ahead and let's get it started. The title is ESPN's Ramona Shelburne, the real reason the Mavericks traded Luka Doncic. What is the real reason, y'all? I think we know it. We just got some dumb ass people in the front office. Let's check it out.
Here's what I want to talk about with the Luka AD. We didn't dissect it, kind of a lot of stuff. We know apple to apple basketball wise, it doesn't make sense player wise because of the age difference and the upside with Luka. But the business side to me is very important. And I don't think people really understand this. Long-term goals for the Los Angeles Lakers by having a Luka there, first international player, big time, growing and building around him. Short-term with AD going to Dallas, new ownership, stay in the competitive championship fast lane. If you're going to make a trade, you do it with somebody you know, i.e. a Rod Pelinka, to keep it quiet. Yep. For as we move forward and kind of go through this, relationships matter to me.
Hold on. Am I being gaslit? Like, I feel like I'm being gaslit right off the rip. I'm being gaslit, right? Like, they paid these people to say what they're about to say. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how I feel about any of it. I don't know how I feel about any of it. Which I probably don't even feel anything at this point, but I already don't like how the start of this is going, so let's see how this goes.
To me, it seems to me you had frayed relationships on both sides. In Dallas, you got Luka, J-Kid over here, ownership. J-Kid, Nico, ownership here, Luka over here. And maybe in LA, AD not on the same page with JJ Redick and that. What's next for both of these? And let's dig into the business side for Dallas, first of all. Okay. New ownership, what's your thought process on why they did this business-wise?
$354 million. I got to say, like,
but they're billionaires, though. I mean,
I know. How do people get billionaires?
32 billion. I know, but I'm just because they keep their money.
That's right. Okay, so I really think that they looked at that supermax that they were going to have to pay him, and we're not comfortable saying we're gonna tie all that money up in him for the next 5 to 7 years, right? Because that's what it is. The 5-year extension this summer off of what he still has. Okay, so it's really 7 years.
7,
right. It's I guess 6, but when you get to the summer, but that's he's 25. He's going to be 30 by the end of that 31 by the end of that deal, and I really think that if you're going to invest that much money. I mean, that'd be the largest contract in NBA history by far. I mean, obviously, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown have signed $300 million deals. But the way you get that money is that you have to be a lottery pick. Then you have to assign max extension after max extension. And then you have to re-sign with your current team. These rules were put in.
I love the photos they selected here. I love the photos they selected. I love them. I love these photos. These are great photos to illustrate, like, hey, this guy's worth the $300 million. Like, oh man, CBS, the Rich Eisen show, y'all funny, in place, man.
To incentivize players to re-sign with their current teams, but now you're seeing a reaction on the team side to say it's too much. It's too much money. It's a percentage of the cap.
That's a dope photo.
And as great as Luka is, the Mavericks decided that with his habits, they did not feel they were not comfortable paying him that much money and wondering if he would age well with that. Now, that's, if you want to use a financial term, they're shorting him. They're taking the hedge on Luka. Okay, they're betting their short-term future with AD and Kyrie against Luka's long-term with the Lakers. We'll see if they're right. There's other teams that have bet against Luka in the past and rue the day Phoenix Suns drafted DeAndre Ayton, right? The Sacramento Kings, as you know, Marvin Bagley, right? There's teams that have passed on him. He was the number 5 pick, if you remember, right? He was traded back to Dallas. And there's a lot of teams that, didn't think he was athletic enough, didn't know if his game would translate, whatever. Clearly, they were wrong. He is an amazing transformational player. A bona fide international superstar. But what you and I don't know how old you are. I'm in my mid 40s. Like, I 54. Can't get away with the things. What's that?
54.
You're 54. Wow. Okay. 54. You look good 54. I'm 45. So we flip that around. We're opposite. But, there's things I could get away with in my 20s and 30s that I get.
Man, they're over here flirting, and I'm trying to figure out what's the real reason that Luka got traded, and y'all here flirting, talking about I'm 45, I'm 54. What's the real reason? You're not getting to it.
Can't get away with now. Like I used to be able to pull all-nighters, no problem. When you need that story, I'll stay up all night. Sure, I got you.
You're not a generational talent, though. You're not a generational talent. I'm sorry, but you're not. Why do people think you could compare average human activities to a generational talent? Like, it's like me saying, oh, I can shoot the 3 like Luka. No, I can't. Oh, I could dribble like Luka. I can't, but I can't. Stop.
You go and now I do that, it knocks me out for a week. I feel terrible, right? And I think that the Mavs just felt like if we're gonna give that much money to a player, he's got to be the guy. He's got to be exactly who we want him to be. And they might be wrong, and they're gonna own it. But I'll say this about Nico Harrison, and I've known him for 20 years because he was Kobe Bryant's guy, and I knew him back then. I've known him since he's been a GM. First of all, the man trusts his gut. He decided to take a swing and go get Kyrie Irving when no one else wanted to take a chance on Kyrie because he knew him. And he felt like if he put him in the environment they had created there, he would thrive and succeed. And he has been absolutely right about that one. He gave up what a lot of people said were too much for Daniel Gafford or PJ Washington last year. They ended up being key pieces to the finals run. So he trusts his gut. He's been right. This one is a gut call here. And I understand how Mavs fans feel. I understand. I was here in LA when the Dodgers traded away all of my favorite players. Like Fox bought the team. They traded Mike Piazza, right? We were all, what? Mike Piazza, that's our guy, right?
Hold on. Mike Piazza is not no fucking Luka Doncic. What the fuck is Ramona talking about? Why does she compare everything to how she felt? To diminish us. That's what they're about to do. They're about to diminish us by coming up with some stupid comparison. Oh, you'll get over it. You'll get over it. This and that. Mike Piazza. Mike Piazza. What are you talking about? Pizza or Luka Doncic? I'm being funny now. But Mike Piazza, whatever, he is not no damn generational talent. He was damn good. He was amazing. I wasn't no damn generational talent, bro. God. Let's continue with this bogusness, this buffoonery.
I get it. Like, I understand the fan life and the fan feeling and all that. And so they're going to be mad. But the one thing I will give him credit for, and I think that people are missing here, that man stood up there and owned it. That man stood up there and wore it. He did that press. He flew to Cleveland the day before the trade because he knew it was about to go down. Said, I need to be around the team. He made sure he did a press conference. He explained why he did what he did. You may not like it. You can judge whether he was empathetic or not. You can, to how the fans feel, but he owned it and he wore it. And it's very uncomfortable for him right now and his family. I I don't condone anybody making threats against people's families, no matter how unpopular a decision is. That's not right. And I'm
gonna stop because I need to say this. Look, y'all need to shut the hell up about this. Steve Kerr was out over here in Dallas yesterday talking about, oh, I'm here for Nico. And shut the F up. Shut the F again. Y'all are going off of a report when it was proven false. It was proven. Look up Grant Afseth. It was proven. Ain't nobody going to kill Nico Harrison. Y'all are stupid. Shut the F up, bro. Y'all are so damn dumb. Like, y'all don't do enough journalism. Y'all don't do enough of it. Y'all just talk. Talk, and don't do no journalism. Come up with some bullshit. Talking about, oh, he wore it. Wore what? Snakeskin? Yeah, he wore that.
You know, it's like, to me, in the Game of Thrones, remember one of the opening scenes? It's like, if you decide if you're gonna send someone to death, you swing the sword yourself. Don't make somebody else do it. You know,
don't make somebody else do it.
Right?
I'm with you. I'm with you on that. Yeah.
You know, I respect him for doing that. Now, you know, he's gonna have to wear it for a long time. This is a short play and a long play for both teams, but it costs Luka a lot of money. That's the thing people don't realize. Mm-hmm. Like, Luka was $354 with the Mavericks, is $229 with the Lakers. I can do that math. That's over $100 million difference. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lakers, for them, I mean, obviously you're betting against his short term and his long term. You're gonna say, okay, you know, we don't care if he's not in the best shape or doesn't tuck his jersey in or yells at the refs or whatever. Like, he's still Luka Magic, right? They need a star, and they're gonna just bet on that. But they also don't have to sink 350 into it. All they got to do is 229. That's a really big difference.
Yeah. Check out new episodes of the Jim Jackson Show.
Man, that was garbage. All right, so let me continue with this then.
Here's the funny thing, Ramona, is that you hit on a number of great points. One, I think with Nico, and I've been knowing Nico a long time.
Yeah.
I think he can confidently go into that press conference with his chest out, knowing that he had the ownership had his back, first and foremost. So you don't make a deal like this in the vacuum.
Ooh, what is going? Are they paid? Are they paid? Is Jim Jackson and Ramona paid by the Mavericks? Because it's like here lately, the last couple of days now, I've been seeing a lot of like support for this trade, a lot of empathizing for the Mavericks organization. Like, that shit mad lame to me. It's mad lame to me. Talking about Nico had the backing of the ownership. Do you know this ownership? They don't know anything. They think Shaq is a great illustration of what conditioning is. You know, like, come on, bro.
Without having ownership being on board.
Oh yeah.
Because I think ownership and the Adelson family, their bigger picture is the business side. They didn't draft Luka. Mark Cuban, they bought the team from. They kind of took away a lot of his day-to-day operations, even though at the beginning it was that he was going to run the day-to-day. Slowly got away from that. So they're coming in here from what their business model is for the Mavericks, and it may not entail what it was, you know, in the past. And they're able to deal with that. They say, look, the long-term play for us is A. We'll deal with some of the backlash short-term to reach our long-term goal, whatever that is. And by empowering Nico to do that, he can step out there and take all the hits, even though a lot are unnecessary, because you said this. Nico looked great for being able to get a Kyrie to change his perception and how he played and how he was viewed. By getting Gafford, by PJ Washington. He was looked at this genius to bring this team to get them to a championship. And then all of a sudden he's going to make a decision like this that makes no sense. Yeah. And I understand where I spent 5.5 years in Dallas. That's where I matured as a young man. I understand the vitriol and the way the fans feel. But you got to keep in mind, it's not Nico by himself and why this deal went down. It's ownership being able to say, this is what I agree upon. This is where we want to go. And Nico had the tool, because of that relationship with Rob Pelinka, to keep this thing under wraps. He couldn't take it out to the market without Luka and AD finding out.
That's DOA. Okay, so here's the thing that.
they're talking and talking to the point that they think they're convincing us by convincing themselves, when in reality all they're doing is trying to legitimize a trade that is so illegitimate. Get what I'm saying? Like, these people have these massive platforms and they're gaslighting the fuck out of you. They're making you think, you know what? That makes sense. It makes sense. Don't give your generational star the money, even though you would have been under the apron. You know the Mavericks would have been under the apron regardless, right? In 2 years from now, basically next year, when the new bargaining agreement gets his influx of money from the deals that they got, that has no impact on the Mavericks apron. It goes up by like 20 million over the. It goes up by 40 million, so 20 million per year, each year after here, over the next two. So Luka's at what, 44 right now? The most is gonna be 69. You can't tell me that you can't figure out a way to keep him under the apron and still pay him. It is 1,000% a possibility. So like, why are they saying what they're saying, thinking that it sounds smart, like it sounds brilliant, but it's not. It's not.
Like,
it's not.
Let me present you with the alternative, okay?
Okay.
Let's say that they had decided internally, like between Nico, J Kidd, and the ownership, etc. Michael Finley's there, Dirk. They probably would have looped in Cuban. There would have been a big debate internally. Should we give Luka the Supermax? Should we do that? Do we feel comfortable? If we're not going to give him the Supermax, then how are we going to play this? Okay, if we're going to trade him, you know what some franchises would have done? They would have started leaking bad stuff on him. They would have started putting a bad story out here and there. They would have started to tarnish his reputation a little bit with the fan base. They would have, we've seen this happen in the NBA. You have. You've been around a long time, right?
I've been around.
Right? So you could have seen that slow drip of teams of information.
They have, Ramona. They have. How you think Tim McMahon gets all these stupid stories? This conditioning stuff. They have, Ramona. Are you dumb? They have. They've done it all along. It's been a plan the entire time, but it didn't work. None of it worked because we saw past it because we're not stupid. What is she talking about? This is how they don't know what they're talking. They're not in Dallas. They don't know what has happened here. Their stories are based on the Lakers. She covers the Lakers. They only cover the big teams. When they talk about teams in Dallas, they don't know what they're talking about because they're not here. Ramona, they have. The Mavericks have been slandering Luka through these dumbass reporters. Do better. I hate talking like this.
Information coming out, trying to kind of assail his character, trying to tarnish his reputation with the franchise. They could have, all the whatever skeletons are in the closet, they would have started coming out little by little. What does that do?
The only skeletons they have is conditioning, drinking beer, being out. That's the only ones they had, and that's the only ones they threw out there. Smoking hookah, hookah, whatever. Like, do you understand that that's all they had, and that's all they were able to give to slander him? And they did it. They did it, Ramona.
That depresses his value, that tarnishes his reputation with the franchise, that makes fans not like him rather than not like the franchise. And I think it tanks the season. So now if you're Luka and you start seeing these kind of stories coming out, or you start seeing this type of information coming out, you're feeling betrayed. You're feeling upset. And your chance to win this year and defend your Western Conference championship and going to the finals is now history. Now, I would say 90% of franchises would probably choose that route because they would not want to incur the kind of wrath that the Dallas Mavericks are incurring right now from their fans. They would make the fans hate the player, not hate the team. I've seen this a lot in my 20 years covering the NBA. And I think that sucks. Why do you got to point? Look, you brought up De'Aaron Fox, okay? I feel like in Sacramento, he never asked for a trade. De'Aaron never asked them to trade him. He just said, I'm not ready to sign a long-term extension. Okay, and he knew that would force the franchise to think, should we keep him, should we not? But when Mike Brown got fired, one of the last public things that people saw was Mike Brown calling out De'Aaron Fox on a defensive adjustment.
Do I care about this story? Do I care about De'Aaron Fox when you're talking about Luka right now?
And game, right? They lose that game, and he kept talking. He sent me he had a good publicly about Mike fired. When you're close to the franchise.
How are we talking about the Kings?
I think there might have been some other players with that, but why let that stick to De'Aaron? If you're trying to,
my God,
he never asked for a trade. Let's keep putting it out there. They made an independent decision to say, now's the time. Let's just do this. If he's not going to sign long term, let's just do this. Totally fair on their part. I think it's a smart move. You can decide or debate whether they got the right return. I think they did a good job. I think Zach LaVine's a good player. I really like
They're
Zach.
Still talking about
He's
the
had a
Kings.
good year. Cap for a while. I think some fans in Sacramento probably.
All right.
But now instead of.
All right, I'm done. I hope I was able to capture everything that you probably thought watching that BS. Because there's nothing more I can add to that. I think I clearly called everything out to the T, bro. They're trying to legitimize the trade. And they think that we're just going to eat that up. And that's fine. I think Mavs fans are already moving on, and that's perfectly fine too. It is what it is. Me, I'm just not gonna sit idly and listen to people tell me what they think is right and the real reason why Luka got traded. I think all of that is just BS. I really do. I really do think it's all BS. Because like when you consider how the NBA works, right? And how the contracts are and all this stuff. I just find it completely insane that people can suggest these type of things. So for example, let me show you this. So this right here is your aprons and what they have in the league right now. Go over here. There we go. So how can I make this? There we go. There we go. So you see the season 2024, 2025. You see that, right? You see the first apron, 178 million. Second apron, 188. When Luka Doncic was on the team prior to the trade, they were at 176. Now they're at 177. 2 years from now, when Luka's extension would have hit, look at the first apron then. First apron. Oh, damn, I can't even see it. I'm sorry. First apron would have been 215 million. And the Mavericks would have definitely been under that. Even with Luka with the contract. Even with keeping Kyrie. You even could have kept Grimes and you could have stayed under that. This was not a money thing. I still can't figure out what it is. I still can't. And I talked to the homie Big J today. He told me it's probably really just a personality thing. They probably just didn't like him. And honestly, that'll be the saddest thing if that's what it came down to. That would be the saddest thing. So yeah, man. Appreciate y'all watching. Hopefully y'all liked the video. Hopefully y'all consider subscribing. Hopefully y'all consider becoming a member. If you want to watch every single Luka game with us, the playback is in the description below. I will be doing watch-alongs for as many games as I can. If not, I'll at least do a pregame show for every Luka Doncic game. Anyway, man, appreciate y'all tuning in. Let me know your thoughts and comments below about this stupid perspective that these people have. Like, where's the real journalism at, all right? That's what I'm asking about. Anyway, been your boy TGK, and we are out. Appreciate you watching.